If you own one of these 10 revolvers, think twice before selling. The revolver market has quietly become one of the more overlooked corners of the collectibles world. While everyone's chasing rare coins, vintage watches, and sneakers, a handful of wheel guns have shown documented auction results that outpace what most people expect from a used firearm. Today we're counting down 10 revolvers that collectors are holding on to, why their value keeps climbing, and what to look for if you're hoping to find one yourself. Stick around for number 1. It's a revolver that regularly changes hands for more than a used car. Quick note before we start. Everything in this video is based on public auction results, dealer listings, and price guide data. This isn't financial advice, and firearm values can vary a lot based on condition, provenance, and your local market. Always get a proper appraisal before buying or selling anything of real value. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. We do detailed inspections, field tests, and collector breakdowns every week. So if that's your thing, consider subscribing. Let's get into the list. Number 10. Colt New Service. We're starting with the Colt New Service, the big, heavy-duty double-action revolver Colt produced from the late 1890s through the 1940s. It was originally chambered in .45 Colt and other period cartridges, and during World War I, it was adapted for the U.S. military as the Model 1917. But that military variant was chambered in .45 ACP, using half-moon clips to feed the rimless pistol cartridge in a revolver cylinder. What makes it collectible today is its role as a bridge between the old single-action frontier era and the modern double-action revolver. Early production models with original finish, especially factory nickel or engraved examples, tend to command a premium. Well-documented military model 1917 Imbawas with matching numbers, correct clips, and original holsters are increasingly scarce in top condition. Shooter grade. Model 1917 SOS can often be found in the $600 to $1,200 range. Exceptional, well-documented examples with original finish and provenance can run considerably higher. Why hold on to it? Production ended decades ago, and the supply of pristine examples only shrinks over time. Number 9. Smith & Wesson. Model 27. The Model 27 was Smith & Wesson's original .357 Magnum, the gun that started the Magnum revolver craze back in 1935. Every early Model 27 was essentially hand-fit and hand-finished, which is part of why collectors treat them so differently from later mass-production revolvers. Pre-war and early post-war Model 27s, especially those with the original box, papers, and factory letter confirming the shipping date, have seen strong and consistent appreciation. Because Smith & Wesson kept meticulous factory records, buyers can actually verify a gun's history. And that documentation adds real premium to the price. If you've got a registered Magnum-era Model 27 sitting in a safe, that paperwork might be worth as much as the gun itself. Standard post-war Model 27s in good condition are commonly available in the $1,000 to $2,000 range. Documented pre-war examples with box, papers, and factory letter can run substantially higher depending on condition. Number 8. Ruger Blackhawk Flat Top. Ruger's original Blackhawk, specifically the early flat-top models made before Ruger added the protective ears around the rear sight in 1962, are a favorite among collectors who like early production Rugers. These were some of the first revolvers to combine Old West single-action styling with modern coil spring reliability. Early flat-top models in the less common calibers, like .357 Magnum with the correct early cylinder, are especially prized. Because Ruger changed the design relatively quickly, that narrow production window makes surviving examples genuinely scarce. Standard flat tops in good, honest condition are often found in the $600 to $1,000 range. Early or rare caliber examples in excellent condition can go well beyond that. Number 7. Colt Detective Special Small concealable, and iconic. The Colt Detective Special basically invented the modern concept of the snub nose. First-issue models from the late 1920s and 1930s, with their original square butt grip and factory finish, are the ones collectors chase hardest. This revolver shows up constantly in film and detective fiction, which keeps demand high from both firearms collectors and pop culture memorabilia collectors. That crossover appeal is part of why early examples keep outperforming later production runs in resale value. First-issue examples in shooter condition are commonly seen in the $500 to $900 range. Pristine, high-condition specimens with original finish push well past that. Number 6. Smith & Wesson Triple Lock. If you know, you know. The Triple Lock, officially the S&W New Century, is considered by many collectors to be the finest large-frame revolver Smith & Wesson ever built. Produced only from 1908 to 1915, it featured a third locking point at the front of the extractor rod, an expensive-to-manufacture feature that was dropped from later models simply because it cost too much. That short production run, combined with the extra machining, is exactly why it's so valuable today. A true triple lock in its original chambering and condition is one of the most sought-after American revolvers on the market. Full stop. Honest, all original examples typically start around $2,000 to $3,500 and climb sharply from there depending on caliber, condition, and finish. Exceptional pieces can go well into 5 figures. Number 5. Colt Anaconda. The Anaconda is a more modern entry on this list, produced from 1990 to 2003 in its original run. It's already become a serious collector's item. Built on Colt's largest frame and chambered in .44 Magnum, it was Colt's answer to Smith & Wesson's big bore dominance, and Colt discontinued that original run after just over a decade. Worth noting, Colt did bring the Anaconda back in 2021 with a redesigned action, so it's not out of production entirely. What we're talking about here is specifically the original 1990 to 2003 run, which is a closed chapter and won't be made again. Original run Anacondas in good shooter condition are commonly found in the $1,200 to $2,000 range. Unfired, boxed examples run higher. The current production model is a different animal, new from Colt at roughly $1,499 MSRP. Number 4. Smith & Wesson Model 29. You already know this one, the Dirty Harry gun. The Model 29 was the first mass-production .44 Magnum revolver, introduced in 1955, and its Hollywood fame turned an already desirable revolver into a cultural icon. Pre-1972 examples, before Smith & Wesson changed several design details, are the most valuable. Because of the film connection, demand for the Model 29 spans well beyond traditional collectors. It pulls in movie memorabilia buyers too, which has supported strong resale prices for decades. Standard examples in good condition often sell in the $1,500 to $2,500 range. Early pre-1972 examples in excellent condition regularly exceed that. Number 3. Colt Single Action Army. The gun that arguably built the American West's image. Colt Single Action Army has been in and out of production since 1873, but it's the pre-World War II examples, often called first generation, that command the biggest premiums. Colt stopped production of the first generation in 1941 and didn't resume until 1956, creating a well-defined and permanently limited supply. Condition matters enormously here. A first-generation Colt SAA with high original finish and correct historical documentation can be worth many multiples of a well-worn example. Honest, well-worn first-generation examples can start around $2,500 to $4,000. High-condition or historically documented pieces routinely sell well into 5 figures at major auction houses. Number 2. Colt Python. The Python is often called the finest production revolver ever made, and the market agrees. Introduced in 1955 with a hand-fitted action and famously deep royal blue finish, the Python was discontinued in 2005, which cemented the original run as a finite, closed chapter. Original run Pythons in exceptional condition, especially with correct factory box and papers, have seen some of the sharpest documented price growth of any American revolver over the past decade. Standard original run Pythons in good condition are commonly seen in the $2,500 to $4,000 range. Pristine, boxed examples with papers regularly exceed $5,000 to $6,000, with rare configurations going higher still. Number 1. Smith & Wesson Registered Magnum. At the very top, the Smith & Wesson Registered Magnum, produced starting in 1935. Every single one was custom ordered. Buyers specified barrel length, sights, grips, and finish. And Smith & Wesson issued each gun a numbered registration certificate that's tracked to this day. Because each one is essentially a one-of-one custom order with documented history, registered Magnums regularly command prices most collectors would associate with fine art rather than firearms. Confirmed registered Magnums typically start around $4,000 to $6,000 for honest examples, with documented, high-condition, or unusually configured pieces reaching well into 5 figures at major auctions. So that's the list. 10 revolvers that collectors tend to hold on to, and for good reason. If there's a common thread here, it's this: limited production windows, documented history, and original condition are generally what separate a gun that holds its value from one that appreciates faster than most. Let me know in the comments if you own one of these, or if there's a revolver you think deserves a spot on this list. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit subscribe. We've got more collector deep dives coming every week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.